so many behind the scene things that pharmacists do that I don't think the community understands. I mean, any place that there is medicine being dispensed, there's a pharmacist there. So prisons, military bases, hospitals, clinics, nursing homes, there are pharmacists there.
Yeah.
And we are keeping you all safe.
Welcome to Let's Talk About It Tuesdays, where I share conversations that I have with successful women, all answering the same questions. And then we simply chat it up a bit. You get to be a fly on the wall in these conversations. Today, I chat with Charrell Joseph, Doctor of Pharmacy, clinical pharmacist, and also known as Dr. Rell. She's a big believer in health and wellness and a promoter of self-care, citing that we must take care of ourselves first to preserve the good health we have and to prevent the illnesses we can. Dr. Rell is not only an educator, leader, and expert in her field, she's all about peace, blessings, and positive energy. I hope you enjoy my conversation with Dr. Rell.
I'm looking at a camera and you're here. Like you're here, but the camera's here. Yeah. And that seems like it's looking at you, right?
Whatever, when we get into it, you're going to be at the most comfortable because you're going to be all over the place. So
that part.
That's again, it's the beauty of this. It's just more of a natural. It's not supposed to be perfect, even though you look perfect.
So do you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, we ready for the first question?
Yes.
All right. What is quality of life to you?
Quality of life is the ability to make my own decisions, to have health and movement, and to say no and to say yes, to make my own choices, to not have to depend on when somebody can tell me to do it, or to depending on what my body will allow me to do. My body allows me to do everything. And I make the right choices to make my body be able to do that. So quality of life is really just having the ability to do, because so many people can't.
Yes, the ability to do. I like that. I haven't heard that one yet. Well, especially when we're talking about our body. I think a lot of the times we underestimate the importance of being able to do with our bodies, with moving them around. And I don't know that I've really had this answer yet to this question. Love it. Because I join you in that quality of life. I join you in the desire to be able to move as I need to. I wish I could say all the time that my body is a willing participant. Most of the time, my mind is more of a willing participant, and then my body is like, maybe.
But it's really if your mind can tell your body, come on, we can do it. I mean, unless it's, you're broken, or there's certain situations where your mind is going to be like, no, that's a broken bone. So, you can't move. But otherwise, I think we self-talk doubt into ourselves so often. And that is something I try not to do. I positive talk. So I look in the mirror and be like, you're the best. Go do it. You can do it. Get up. I'm my biggest hype person.
Well, yeah, that you bring up a good point, because if we don't hype ourselves up in the ways that we know that work for us, we can't really rely on everybody else. We have supporting roles, but if we're not doing it, I don't even know that we can intake when other people do it for us.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I love that. All right. Question number 2. How do you implement your quality of life into your everyday busy life?
I really make myself do something for me every day. It may be something small, like hitting the water that I want to drink for the day. Like I have this reminder on my phone, drink water. And exactly. Exactly. And I left my water someplace in the house. I don't know where my water is. And I have it empty. Look what water bottle I have right here. It's empty. It's empty. Not putting garbage into my body. Like I really, really pride myself on giving myself what I need to nourish myself. Like, we underestimate the fact that this is all we got. Yeah. This is really all we have. And we take care of our cars, we take care of our house, we take care of everyone else, but we don't properly take care of ourselves. So like quality of life to me is, it's my life. So I have to give it quality. I have to give it the best things. I try not to put garbage in, because garbage in is garbage out. And garbage in can be not just food, it can be visual, it can be auditory. It's not just what we think. It's the constant scrolling. Prime example, my cousins were talking to me about some stuff that's going on in the world, and I was like, I don't know about that. And they were like, it's not in your algorithm. Your algorithm is all sunshine and working out. And I'm like, yeah, because that's what I'm about.
That is the point. If it's not in your algorithm, our algorithm, is a reflection. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Do you ever get called or labeled a health nut for having this kind of lifestyle and thought process?
Oh yes. The Charrell can't go out to eat with us. She's not gonna eat anything. What you over there eating? Rabbit food? Or you want a soda? No, I don't drink soda. What you mean you don't drink soda? Or people come in my house to open the refrigerator. You don't have anything to drink? I said, yes, I do. Water. You don't have anything to drink. I'm like, I do. So yes, people definitely at lunches at work, like right now it's pharmacist week. And so we have all this stuff. They're bringing in all this junk. And they're like, Charrell, you gonna get something? I'm like, nope, I'm not getting anything. There she go again, always on her stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's my stuff.
And I encourage us to do it as well. I love this about you, that you're not shooting on us. You're saying, this is what I do for my quality of life. And there's an and after it. There are benefits to doing this. And I have found, because I lead and live a similar food intake process or mindset as you do. And I have found that when I cease eating, we'll just use eating as example. When I cease eating certain things, and then I am exposed, I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Well, so I can't have gluten. So I say, oh no, I won't even try a donut, but let's just say I can eat a donut. But then I eat the donut and it's never as satisfying as I want it to be, or as good as I think it's going to be. So I think there's this thing that happens to us. I'm sure you can speak to this in a second, but we lose the taste for the things that aren't as nourishing.
We do.
And years and years ago, I was a big promoter of eat what nourishes your body, not just fill your body. And I've gone through certain cycles of that, sometimes better than others. But once you get to the point where, it really starts working for you, you don't really want to go to back to the other habits.
Yeah.
It'll make you feel good.
Yeah. And that's what you notice the most. Like, I don't think people listen to their body the way they should, because your body is going to tell you if it's wrong. If you're like a person constantly bloated or constantly gassy, that's not the way you should be. Pay attention to what you're putting in your body and you will see that go away. But that's a whole nother story.
Yes.
But it is very important, like how you said, feeding your body the nutrients you need. Like I meal prep for that reason. I am so consistent. I am, and it, people say, oh my gosh, you eat the same thing every day. I'm like, I love it. I don't have to guess when I'm going to the grocery store. I know exactly what I need to get. I'll get other stuff for my family because they're like, we're not eating your crazy meal prep food all the time, but they'll eat some of it. They'll eat like little portions. But My stuff they know is going to be piled up in the refrigerator and ready to roll. And I make it taste good. Like, people think, oh, you're eating healthy, it's not going to taste good. No, that's why you have herbs and spices. And so being a pharmacist, I understand what herbs mix together well, what flavors mix together well. So, any other pharmacists, no, most pharmacists are pretty good cooks because we have that measurement in flavor and herb sense. So I can cook. So even if I'm cooking healthy, it's still
Mhm.
going to be good. But I definitely, how you said, I eat with to nourish my body.
Yes. You're the only pharmacist, I think, to date that I've ever known. I did not know that
Hey,
little fun fact about pharmacists.
hey.
Well, where are you challenged to implement your quality of life?
Um, Sometimes socializing, people ask questions, or um taking in other people's stress. I think the stress management is probably the most
Mhm.
difficult thing for me. Um, I can I can manage what I put in, but I can't always manage what the world is trying to put in me. So that's the hardest part of really managing my quality of life is managing being able to block the stress
Mhm.
because stress is going to happen.
Yeah.
I picking and choosing my battles, selecting who I'm around, selecting who I'm not around, um, not always wanting to solve everyone's problem. I am very much the go-to person in in my realm. I was gonna say in my family, but it's not just my family. In my realm, people, because they know I do it. They know that I'm going. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, and it's going to be done the correct way. Like I'm kind of a crazy perfectionist, which is something else I need to manage because that's not a good thing. But saying no, like that's the part, the managing the stress, and it's more so getting comfortable with the no.
I was just going to ask you, is that what you find is that two-letter word that we
Yes.
sometimes treat as the four-letter word, no?
Yes, yes.
Is that the
And maybe if
challenge?
you put a four-letter word in front of the no, maybe it'll make you feel better.
How
Like
about
my
a P and a E? Nope. Yeah, I've found that a lot with a lot of the women that I talk to, and even myself, that no word is something that we weren't raised or we've typically aren't allowed to say. I mean, even, I know old school parenting, don't you say no to me? Things like that. It's
Mhm,
it's ingrained to us, and
mhm.
that comes out in other ways than we realize it later in life.
Yeah,
So we have to unlearn that. We really do have
yes.
to learn it because really, is it to our best interest? Is it in our
And
best?
even I think as women, also we have to unlearn it. I think men are they know how to say no. It's women. We struggle with it.
Well, it's more embraced with men.
Oh
It's more
yeah.
accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And women, we get
Labeled.
we get put into a column. We're
Mm-hmm.
either being bitchy, we're either being unreasonable,
Mm-hmm.
or difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a rough one. But thank you for sharing that because I think it is a universal challenge for a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an art to saying no
Mm-hmm.
and saying yes to the person that, like you're saying, we only get one. There's only one of us that will
Mm-hmm.
ever get here while we're here on this earth. Beautiful. Okay, can we geek out on food now? Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
I never know what we're going to talk about on the let's talk about anything portion,
Okay.
but food, we can talk about food, we can talk about whatever, but I don't know. It's been a very long time that I've met someone who shares similar ideals of how to eat, what to eat. And when you were saying that where your challenge is socially, I find that to be an experience too. Because where I
Mm-hmm.
live, okay, we'll use my experience with gluten. I can usually get around, I'll have a salad or
But with my eating parameters, there's a lot of times people go, let's go to this restaurant and we'll a little coffee shop, and I can't eat anything. So I
Mm,
find that I almost always have to prepare by eating before I go do something socially or bringing always, I always bring my own food. I'm known for that person,
mm.
to be that person. How about
You
you?
know, I am too. I'm known to be that person also. Like I've been at conferences and I've come in with my whole lunch bag full of food and they're like, they're providing food. I'm like, yeah, I might be able to have this part of it, but not that part of it. And people ask questions, people look at you funny, but I'm like, yeah, it's just me. It's just a thing. It's just a me thing.
Hmm.
That's what I tend to tell people. Oh, it's just a me thing.
There you
And
go.
and that kind of cuts them
Yeah.
off.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful communication of, well, I'm not looking down at you because I am eating like this, because I sometimes experience people, how do I word this? People sharing a little bit of their insecurities about, I shouldn't be eating this and you are, and it comes out a different way. It comes out like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you're going to eat really good, huh? And
Mm-hmm.
uh yes, but it's my thing. I'm not putting that on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, yeah,
exactly.
you do you. Like to eat. I if you want to listen to me and you want advice on what to do better, I am here to help you. But I'm never going to push my lifestyle on you. It's living well with Dr. Rell. I'll tell you what Dr. Rell does to live well. And
Right.
it's up to you to live well with me. Like I I
Yeah,
can only do
exactly.
so much.
It's
And
all a choice.
like I give the knowledge, I provide the knowledge, but if you're not applying it,
Right.
it's what is it gonna do? People always say knowledge is power. No, applied knowledge is power. Because so many of us know what to do. We just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first met you, the thing that sticks out my mind the most, other than our connection, and you were so always so sweet to me, was that you had said, I give away the most free advice than anybody I ever know.
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
um, I am my family's healthcare professional. So if anything is going on in their life, health related, I'm going to get that call. Um, it's been that way, Fred. I've been a pharmacist for 26 years. And I mean, even when I was in pharmacy school, I would get phone calls like, hey, do you all have a class about this? And because I need you to pay attention in that class because of this, and this. And I'm like, okay, I will. Um, it was almost like, because you're doing this for us. So you can be our personal person.
You got
And
recruited.
I yeah, I um but then just as a pharmacist, you are available to the community. Like within 5 miles of every American, there is a pharmacist. And pharmacists are that frontline healthcare professional.
Mm,
So when I say I've given out so much free advice, it's not just in the realm of family and friends, it's in the realm of being a pharmacist. We don't charge for
mhm,
our knowledge. We charge for you to get that prescription if that's what you need. But if
mhm.
you talk to most pharmacists are going to tell you how to take less pills, not more pills.
Yeah.
So we are accessible to the community. We can bridge the gap if you don't quite. Sometimes people are afraid or they don't think that their doctors have time to really talk to them. So they'll hold all those questions when they're getting their prescriptions filled and say, okay, can you help me with this, and this? I'm like, oh, that's what we're here for. That's to provide the community with that knowledge that to fulfilling that gap.
Hmm. So two things. One
Mm-hmm.
is when you were talking about how earlier how no was kind of challenging for you, and
Mm-hmm.
and you're sharing a little bit about your family and your family's advice giver type thing. But I think that is a very amazing testament to your giving heart. You don't come across as, yeah, I always have to help my family. You come across as very happy to be a willing participant in this process and share what you know with the people that you love.
Yeah.
And then professionally, I imagine that is something that is, if you're always giving, always giving, always giving, an important thing to be able to have that time when you fill yourself back up.
Yes.
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 And the other thing I was thinking when you're talking is how grateful I am that you're using this time together to talk about the profession of being a pharmacist, because I never knew this. What my experience with going into the pharmacy is a whole bunch of very crotchety people who are impatient in line about how long they have to wait,
Mhm.
and why aren't the hours different? And that the people behind the counter, I always am so intentional about, thank you for being here, thank you for doing what you do, because I know y'all get a really hard time all the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
And people are often in pain or
Right.
uncomfortable when they come to you, and to be able to see the demeanor of the people behind the counter, sometimes they look a little worn out, but that's good to know that in general that you wear this life of being willing to help others.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
It's more
Thank
than pill counting.
Yes, it is. It really is. It really is. And that's just, it's like so many behind the scene things that pharmacists do that I don't think the community understands. I mean, any place that there is medicine being dispensed, there's a pharmacist there.
Mhm.
So prisons,
Mhm.
military bases, hospitals, clinics, nursing homes, there are pharmacists there.
Yeah.
And we are keeping you all safe. We notice the drug interactions. We notice the side effects. We know the drug disease interactions because we're seeing your profile every month,
Yeah.
and that's what we're trying to do. We have the eye for it.
Wow. I feel this need and this tug to say thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thanks for taking
You're welcome.
care of us.
It's what we do.
Oh, I love it. Because very often, I hear a lot of, that we go to our doctor and our doctors aren't listening to us. And there's a lot of dissatisfaction overall
Mhm.
in the care that we feel like we're getting. And I know this is a whole nother subject. But again, it's very much appreciated to hear this perspective. And so what is next for you? I know you do some other things as well in your promotion of well-being, on top of being a
Um,
pharmacist.
So I do self-care consulting. So if someone has medical conditions, specifically diabetes or hypertension, and they're trying to manage those conditions but try to get off of medication, I am available to coach them and help them with their self-care plans. So we know what the medication plans are, but what is the plan to get off the medication? That's
Mm-hmm.
usually not discussed in with the doctor, but I'm here to bridge that gap. So let's talk about how we're going to take less of this medication because it's possible. Like most conditions can be managed with lifestyle adjustments, and
Mm-hmm.
I know how to customize lifestyle adjustments for patients with chronic conditions. But then I also train pharmacy technicians. So I am the director of education for a pharmacy company that we train pharmacy technicians because for every one pharmacist, we need 5 technicians, and
Okay.
technicians are very trusted healthcare professionals. They are unsung heroes. Those are the people that you're seeing at that counter when you walk up to get your prescription. Those are the pharmacy technicians, and people don't understand that there's so many areas for technicians to work in, like especially with AI. So like pharmacy is being taken over by technology, but you still have to understand medication and understand the ins and outs of medication. So that's where pharmacy technicians are able to step in and get those positions. So just training the next group of healthcare professionals. So that's what I'll do also.
You definitely are a help to all of us. And again, I'm going to say it 15 times. I'm grateful.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I have one final question.
Okay.
What was your tug to get into this industry?
Ooh, it was a real personal one. So I have asthma. And when I was a little girl, I took medication for my asthma. Um, giving my age away, but back when I was a child, they didn't have inhalers for asthma, so you had to take pills for your asthma. So went to the pharmacy to get my medication with my mom, got home, opened it up, was about to take my medicine, and the pill was like 3 times the size of what I would normally take. And so I was like, "Ma, something is wrong. Like, this doesn't look like my regular medicine." And she was like, "Oh, okay, well, let's go back to the pharmacy." We go back to the pharmacy, and it was our regular pharmacist there at this point. And he was like, he took me behind the counter and he was like, "I'm so happy that you pay attention to what you're doing, because what's in that bottle could have killed you." It was Tylenol with codeine. So when you have lung problems, codeine can collapse your lungs. And especially as a child, Tylenol with codeine could have really collapsed my lungs. So after that, the pharmacist kind of took me under his wing and explained, just every time I came to pick up my prescription, he would be like, "Okay, now let's talk about this and let's talk about that." So he started giving me my lessons as an early age.
Wow.
And brought me into really loving chemistry and loving math. And the rest is history.
Wow. Who would have thought?
Right.
Your intuition to not take those pills, and your
Yeah.
mom listening to you,
Yes.
and all the little steps that needed to happen that made it so that it was a lifelong career and
Yes.
potential calling.
Yes.
Wow. Well, we're going to go ahead and share. Are you open to taking coaching clients outside of your?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Most
wonderful.
definitely.
Okay, so we're going to share your information in the description.
Okay.
And I look forward to hearing how your journey goes with all this, and keeping in touch to share more food tips and tricks.
Yes. Yes, most definitely. We are friends.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next week, my conversation is with Doctora Yael Rosenstock Gonzalez, a sexologist and intimacy coach. Our chat travels from quality of life to Doctora Yael's professional work around consent, boundaries, and sexual wellness.
I love my life. I get to spend most of my time doing things I truly enjoy and that excite me. I think the reason that balance is something that is top of mind is because I have too many things that excite me and bring me joy, many different opportunities that...
I'm Chelsea. I help women discover and create our own version of quality of life so that we can actually feel good and enjoy the life we're living. See you next week.